Ebusuafo ne adɔfo ya mamu nyina akwa ba eye daily updates ene ndi kana ahwe na so ta ahwe na so subscribe here di no bo kwan so ben sabe pa mai se ne bia dan den nyina no all the latest updates bi ekoso Ghana fa ne nyina no oso sabe ko so akabi na so ide ohun niema ekoso Ghana fa ne nyina yes obredi ye mfa ni cheme we Kelvin tell and out on the boss e pepe nsemu ame hu because enche bia na e Bawumia kwanya platform Kesi just one time I'm fine campaign man ho de mom mahama policy enokusum say adentina mahama koka say 24 hours economy no say ya to abama end this and say ya to abama na obe implement amagana frenya somfa so ono na odekwa attack Bawumia na so wentima am make policy behind the amano eno na Kelvin tell HHM say Bawumia as we speak no say beko Jubilee House akofo do buofu ni papa wama akofo don say si from te akofo buofu ni because the nti akofo do na buy ni say no wetima bi ama kofo pen so o say akofo do tim bisa Bawumia say Bawumia aden dey nam dey do something now because enema ekoso Ghana no akakwa isi bod akofo do din too much nti say the big banter between akofo do ne Bawumia dey asenke to pay Kelvin tell asema or dey abetuja afenso so Kelvin tell us say as you speak in the economic management team no asemes wom but first of all yenko ni kan kuti first partner akofo do bisa Bawumia say why yenko ni kuti dey koso
Mahamudu Bawumia was given to me by Kufuor because of the job Bawumia did for Kufuor. Bawumia saw Ghana 2000. J.A. Kufuor from 2001 2002. Bawumia back Ghana 2000. No? Now Kufuor was in power. Now 1999 2000. Now those times, right? Kufuor back power 2000. I hope I'm right. Yeah, Kufuor came to power 2000. Kufuor back power no. Now Mahamudu Bawumia at Bank of Ghana. Now what happened was that when Bawumia was at the Bank of Ghana, Kufuor them drew the tail end of their presidency, that is 2009. No? What happened was that Kufuor needed a young man at the Bank of Ghana to help him lie to Ghanaians. And Mahamudu Bawumia 2001, thank you very much. Kufuor was in power 2001. Bawumia came to Ghana 2000. And it's so steady. Bawumia ba Bank of Ghana 2000. No? Now Kufuor and a Kufuor ba power 2001. In the time Kufuor power, Bawumia was working at the Bank of Ghana. And Bawumia was basically the one helping Kufuor's administration to lie to Ghanaians about our economy. In 2001, 2002, 2003, Bawumia was the one hiding zeros for Kufuor. Call what we call IMF. Baby be a friend HIPIC. Later a redenomination. It was Bawumia, no Bank of Ghana. He was helping Kufuor. And he drew point to be time Nana Kufuor the Ecofa Bawumia as his running mate, MPP4 were shocked. They were like, who is this guy? He said, I will need this guy because Kufuor and I introducing a man say on in a save no. And this old Kufuor, I listened to Kufuor's speech. He was straightforward. He told Ghanaians, J.A. Kufuor na de Bawumia mano.
$1, 1 CD. In the time of Mills and Mahama, 2 CDs, $1. If I was them, I would say to the people of Ghana, I'm sorry. We are sorry for the poor work we have done. We're going to go and think about ourselves. But that is not the people we're dealing with. The fruits of office, the money under the table has become sweet for them. So they're determined to stay. Are we going to allow that to happen? Are we going to allow that to happen? In Kufuor's time, one of the people who advised and helped him develop a strong CD was my running mate, Mahamudu Bawumia. Then he was deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana. It's one of the reasons I brought him to come and join me. I will work on the CD and create again a strong CD that will be able to allow us to develop our economy and allow our traders and our work to be able to develop.
I'll say, during Kufuor's time, the person who advised and helped him to develop a strong CD is his running mate, Mahamudu Bawumia. That is why he has brought Bawumia to come do same. So Bawumia's job was basically, you have helped Kufuor execute criminality, and you did it perfectly. At the end of the day, you climaxed it with a redenomination. Kufuor has introduced you to me, that you can help me run and lie to Ghanaians about the economy. And I am not saying it. Mahamudu Bawumia and the Owahano Ekufuado na eka Bawumia samachero. The reason why inti okofa Bawumia, the vice president who is the head of the economic management team, Ekufuado Kofano, and inti Ekufuado is angry with Bawumia because Ekufuado believed to say it does not matter what happens. As far as Bawumia was able to do it for, he should be able to do it for him. It's at a point, he basically said, Bawumia, do something. And there was nothing happening. Bawumia changed the figures. There was nothing happening. And inconsistencies are what the budget in them, because they move something from here, they put it here, now and this is what you want. Then you'll be like, oh, it was an oversight. So you need to understand. Nana the Danko Ekufuado, Kufuor and a day Bawumia, a Bank of Ghana criminal man. That is why we are here today. That is why Bawumia today is not speaking about practical economics. He is not speaking about practical economy. He's not speaking of practical economics. Right now, what he's doing is he's avoiding the Emmanuel politician. Now, just said time Kufuor the running mate 2008. Now, MPP munyanse ni bienim. Now you need economists to MPP mu. Papaya we are friend akuto ose akuto said den. Ojen say Bawumia ni tipe no. There were people in the MPP who were better economists than Bawumia. But ask yourself why? Because Bawumia had committed a crime for Kufuor to escape death, for Kufuor to murder and sleep, for Kufuor to get away with murder. So he knew that this guy was a master criminal who can come and cook the books. That is why we are here.
Intebusia for winning some Kelvin Tiller Ediamaye Arches or Nona Enyasa information or the chase the Intia Kofa the Kofa Bawumia and Comeboan because now wait may be Amaye Kofa pen also Nepens so the insanity. Na economic management in my edican can once no or CCC no a Akofa the name Crawford it may Bawumia film. Now, so on the rare grounds, was a vice president and a head of the economic management team. Now, the internet is a Bawumia free head of economic management team. Yes, what head in Impu fans are no cry title. Ye in a film cry, ye in a film. We and some Kelvin Tiller and my dent and Abanasa come home in good things. Some Kelvin Tiller and to just as
so. When he checked the terrain, at a point, they decided to kick Bawumia off or out of the economic management team. Why? They put together an FX committee. That is where the reality hit. Ekufuor began to understand that the guy is just good on paper. Practically, he cannot change anything. So they put an FX committee together. FX committee made up of CSOs and people who don't even have economic background. But the vice president, who the chairman of the economic management team, was not allowed on the committee. Ask yourself why. Ekufuor had lost trust in Bawumia. Bawumia had deceived them. He had no option than to keep him. So Bawumia is just there. They didn't have any use for Bawumia. In the IMF negotiations, you never saw Bawumia on any table negotiating. Why? Because they don't trust him. Because they know he's dumb. He does not have that qualities he said he has. Bawumia cannot contribute anything meaningful. They needed people who can bring practical decisions and solutions to the problem. And Bawumia does not have that. Bawumia is basically a fora and forum person. He is a PowerPoint economist. He does not understand what is happening at Malata market. So if you study Bawumia very well, he does not talk practical. Bawumia always talked theory. And the issue here is we need somebody who is practical, who can sit in Accra and think the way somebody sitting at KGTI is thinking. A finance minister, as I sit here, I can feel or think the way Obi Wakotokraba market or Tombuku, how the person is thinking. I need to change something from here to affect the person positively. Bawumia Junin Drusa level, it is too much for him. Bawumia is basically a kindergarten economist. He cannot do anything again. That is why for 3 good years, he has refused to speak on the economy. Because that time, no information knew. time Akufo president, there was no Facebook, there was no fact checking, there wasn't any better journalism checking the system. It was Kukuba, Kwame Sefa Kain, those people lying. Nobody was checking. So Bawumia could get away with murder. Bawumia could just use the papers to lie. They were using some of the media to protect Bawumia. Bawumia was never scrutinized when he was chosen as the running mate of Akufo-Addo. Never once. Bawumia was never scrutinized. So from day one, Bawumia was the one who was helping Kufuor lie to you. And Ntina MP before were shocked. Like, how did Bawumia come into the picture? So Akufo-Addo was looking for an economist. No. Akufo-Addo was forced to pick Bawumia because Bawumia was the one who cleaned Kufuor's shit. So Akufo-Addo knew Bawumia would be cleaning his shit. And Ntina Bedu and Bawumia at this point, that dynamics Akufo-Addo, the dynamics have changed. Dynamics now, Emma Kufuor access to lie to Ghanaians, steal our money, and run away with it. The dynamics has changed. Dynamics in the day, people like us, colleagues like Nkoto Mone, Free Mind Mone, people who are on social media, different platforms, they are the ones who are exposing Akufo-Addo, and it is becoming difficult for them to do what? To lie to the people. It is saying that we should have MPP niya. Nana do danko Akufo-Addo wankofa Bawumia because we extreme or can be to the team so yes those statements they said it to us send beya ye hu say Akufo-Addo kofa kromfo. So they basically use that statement Bawumia ye kremuni, Bawumia ye sremuni, Bawumia ye teni enti akofa no. But the real job of Bawumia was to come and continue the criminality he performed for J.A. Kufuor. Finished. Intended Bawumia Jina stage no kasana samujin so Jimmy. Bawumia is basically somebody who was sitting at the Bank of Ghana changing figures. He is not somebody who is practical. What is happening at Malata market, any Kaswa market, no, he does not have an idea. Bawumia only understands it when things have been written on paper and say move this zero. When you move 1 0 from 1 million, it is no more 1 million. So when you move 2 zeros from 1 million, it is no more 1 million. It becomes 100,000. That is what Bawumia understands. But the dynamics on the streets, how a market woman can go to Ofanko or can go to Techima and go there with 2,000 Ghana, go bring tomatoes. She has to pay for driver. She has to pay for hotel. She has to pay for her food. She has to pay for transportation and bring the tomatoes to Kesi to come and sell and get her capital. Make sure she's able to make money that will take her back. Bawumia does not understand those dynamics. Bawumia, what he understands is that he's sitting in an air-conditioned office. When he went to the market, I got 2 million cedis. Okay, the 2 million, let's try and split it into two. Now, when you split it into two, let's take 1 0 off from here, 1 0 from there, and make it another figure. That is what Bawumia is good at. That is why today, practically, he does not understand the economy. That is why Bawumia cannot speak about the economy, because we have gotten to that point. So if you studied from 2012, 13, 14, 15, everything Bawumia did was basically like him being in the office of the Bank of Ghana. Didn't you notice? Every single thing Bawumia was doing was basically like somebody sitting at Bank of Ghana writing or putting a report together, because he was just putting a report up and explaining reports. He did not understand the reality on the ground. He only understood the report. So when you write a report and you give to Bawumia, he can read the report. But when you tell him to implement the report, he can't, because he is not a practical economist. He is a theory economist. A chew and pour. And today he's struggling to speak on the fundamentals. So we're studying now. He's the same person who said the dollar rate will expose you. The fundamentals will expose you. He turns around and comes to justify why he said, if you, whatever, the economy is not doing, the fundamentals will, whatever. Now the reason why he came around to try and justify himself is that even in justifying himself, he made himself look stupid. Because Bawumia is basically robot. Bawumia is a theory student. Bawumia cannot make sense when it comes to realistic economy. No. Bawumia does not understand the dynamics. Until dynamics na say dema obi eti eye kejetia Otumidi 15,000 Ghana. Every Kumasi, Eko Chatogu Boda, Eko Eyetogu, Eko Fantuma, Edigu Kamu, Etia Kaneka, Edaka so, Ebabe Tia Rotos, Edibe Jinake Tiaton, on Tissa dynamics Nasi. On Nimson and Nipa to meet in the capital of free side. The only say, yes, so Biako Fantuma or Togo. Togo no go find a tax net is saying, Otia income tax, Otia border tax, Obedriano. That is what Bawumia understands. And internet today, when you ask him about the economy, he cannot give you any practical solution or answer. It may be a do no, what say economy no, dynamics need change here, time for free power, time Mahama free power, no, dynamics need change here. People started scrutinizing. People started asking questions. Now, someone said during Mahama's time, there was a pandemic. Now, during Akufo-Addo's time, there was a pandemic. And let me tell you something. Pandemic in Ghana and Congo, it is all over the world. Now, why do you think some countries have recovered quickly? Because those people who have recovered quickly, no, they took a strategy. They decided to do the practical economics. And the practical economics is that you go down there and you look at the reality and you apply that with your theory. And in Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, all our neighbors are doing well, stabilizing, because they decided to use the practical economy and merge a little bit of theory to it. And then go through a pandemic. Why are we still here? Why is Ghana still struggling to get the city down? Why are we not having practical solutions to our inflation problem? Why are we not having practical solutions to our interest rate problem? There's nothing new here. So don't think too far. Remember why you didn't they cooked this and are blasting on. That is why they are struggling today to even let you know economy nasem. He cannot do symposia again. He cannot do forum again. He cannot speak on a PowerPoint. He needs to tell us practical stuff. Now he cannot do it because he does not have the knowledge to discuss practical economy or practical economics. He does not have the knowledge. And the whole vice president has been given a nod to lead a party. He has refused to speak on the economy. He's going after his opponent who is putting out his policies. What is your policy? The reason why Oforiatta was confident when they came to power, Oforiatta knew that Bawumia was going to be the one who showed him with statements and theory stuff. But at a point, they realized that Oforiatta has been blown. His cover has been blown. Now, we all know Oforiatta is dumb. But the reason why we are seeing Oforiatta is dumb was because Bawumia is dumber. Bawumia could not protect Oforiatta. Oforiatta's firewall was supposed to be Bawumia. We were never supposed to get to Oforiatta. You were supposed to go through Bawumia to get to Oforiatta. But halfway their governance, we realized that Bawumia is empty. Now we decided to go after Oforiatta. And that is when we exposed this government. And when a Ghana phone will say, you didn't quasi asem. That is why we are here. These are faulty boys. They are fraud boys. This government, this Bawumia guy, or a fraud boy, or a faulty vice president, or a fraud boy. He's frauding you people. He has nothing. Bawumia to me jina ni penu kaza ne papa etias no worry nkotre na okoye ba day. Obwa wato ne papa kra dignity, respect at to ball as because he wants power. Bawumia is a fraudster. He's a fraud boy. On any no dinichino. They are fraudsters. Two fraud people. Osora no wa sheko set. Wa sheko set tight. Na wa shata de kakra keguso. On bese be wusa ni fuadwa. Bawumia is a liar. But we get to that part. Now, it's exactly 11 p.m. in Ghana. So your economist Ghana will be being a 24-hour economy. Or sanka kuchian in sem. Okay, so you have seen my light. You don't even make a statement say it is bad idea. No. And I'm not doing same kind. It shows how clearly he does not understand the 24-hour economy. By bedroom or metro DB. NDC government will reverse ban on importation of used cars. Finished. I'm going to explain this in simple grammar and simple chi. Na Ghana for Matamwase. John Dramani Mahama says that all used cars that are being exported, or if you're in Ghana, say imported to Ghana, he says that when he wins power, he will scrap that. And that you can bring used cars to Ghana. Finished. John Mahama say now buying no esaba bimoa. Time na na yedi used cars eba Ghana no. And the MPP are buying a ban. Abeto se mo obi anfa used car ema Ghana. or se Ghana for eto aba emana oba sambra na MPP fo twa ahye no obetwam used cars efra bruchiri ebeba Ghana embra papa enom de beto a protect eye omo yesa adwuma no so wo swame so ye car dealer so ye boga na se wano aduane abowa John Mahama say one ne entonchia Oman tumia obetwam every say and the Ghana no under Ekufuado no these are the taxes are eda eye moa mofa cars ba Ghana so and a most one mofa cars are using the kakra o Ghana mode ba no kra no or say on penemo why the wosika o Ghana abruchiro obeto fresh car e aba Ghana John Mahama so ba sadie no obetwam tuma John Mahama na ombra na use cars no embra na market mumbie na nipa enye dwumanye ani over age I want to be in Ghana. Now, the silly thing about this idea and they say, NPP for the buy and they say, so about America, your cars are 25 years. Your cars are 30 years. They are overage cars, but they are still on the road. You know why? Because they go through the necessary emission tests. Because the system has been made in such a way, so a car crana a overage, the body is just overage. When the engine is treated well, Sekano empun wisie Sekano enye car ebe cause harm on the street that car should be allowed to drive on the roads. There are so many overage cars e wa brochira eye papa chain 90% of cars and then Ghana you see sa cars no e wo say sa cars no e wo ekwan so than overage cars e wa brochira
Ntebusan for we ne nsema Kelvin tele o mayen edifa eye Akufo-Addo bufu anase anga odi ama eye Bawumia because of say ade wetima bi ama eye Akufo odi edumiso wentima bi ama me the reason why I'm befa was be boa me no disi no wentima bi ama me ama yes Akufo-Addo any team kase Bawumia pacho ye bibi what ye bibi na me break too much afin so eye economic management team so no eye ade a chese ye eye Bawumia from date na all this issue a prepare because Bawumia pay eye Kelvin tell no person chese Bawumia wa being a theory de or ya de proper now so on the real grounds on practical no or ya de and on person by accept fact and say one ya de into was say or kono kusia practicals and account and nothing as you speaking of Ghana ya baby do just anytime biano when your platform I think so can policy no policy will be a cancel be a new mom no yede e kwa attack policy will be say some motor abamana or bar on ebema Ghana for a feeling no and no anytime biano or no attack a kind different thing and then mama 24 hours economy china analysis and MPP for say 9th economy o dream one should antiasi it say the assembly ayi humpa Kelvin tell any all this information my for the musia so asane be kono is say wa subscribe need no book kwan so no obe subscribe my se be adan den na all the latest updates be no also sabe ko so Kelvin so I do hu ne me ko so Ghana free nyina ha ne pese di musia busia for Akroma.